Hi, my name is Zul. I am a journalist at Asia Online Publishing Group, and together with me is actually the country manager of CloudMile Malaysia, Leong. And today we are actually going to be talking about AI-driven approach that can actually help transform businesses into digital enterprise. So with that being said, Lester, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, Zul.
Okay, yeah, fantastic. Great to hear that. So, before we actually get on the technical side of things, let's talk a little bit about CloudMile. We recently heard about that CloudMile Malaysia is about to celebrate its 1-year anniversary. Congratulations for that, by the way.
Thank you.
So, can you share, CloudMile's journey or progression over the past year?
Yep, sure. It's been an amazing 10 months. We established the office 1st of June. I always remember, and it was MCO 3.0. So fortunately, unfortunately, I wouldn't know. But then again, there's a lot of milestones that we have gone through, right? 10 months down the road, I remember from employee number 1, today we have a strong 20, right? From no office, and today we have our own office in Mid Valley, and we rented a penthouse suite, which is quite amazing. And along the way, we have good recruits, we have a good team member, and we work very well with Google. And the latest milestone was in Q1, we had our first multi-million-dollar project won. And it's a large enterprise customer, which used to be a Microsoft house. We bring them to the world of Google together with CloudMile. So that has been an amazing, last 10 months. No new startups can have those milestones as we see, like what I mentioned earlier. So yeah, if you ask me, it has been a great, fantastic 10 months for us.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Lester. It seems like CloudMile has come very far, right? And yeah, it just seems like you guys are becoming, that's why you guys are becoming the leading AI and also the cloud service provider in Asia today. Having said that, what are some of CloudMile's main goals or vision for Malaysia and the region, and are you on track towards achieving those goals?
Right, that's a very good question, Zul, right? So, Malaysia, the government have initiated the My Digital Blueprint, where you wanted to bring Malaysia to become the Asia or APEC leading #1 country in digital transformation. So we are definitely in line with our government goals, bringing AI, technology, machine learning, and data analytics to all the organizations, enterprises, be it any vertical sectors, to help them transform, to move ahead. And why we are so different versus the other cloud partners in the market, because the talent pool for machine learning, AI, and data analytics is very rare in Malaysia, right? And we don't have much these talents as of now. So what we want to do is we bring in the right talents. We want to develop these talents, and also we will work with education sectors to sponsor, to nurture future talents, so that we can live the Malaysia dream of the digital transformation journey. So that is our main goal, and I think so far we are on track. In fact, I have my data engineers, my cloud architects, which is in the age of mid-20s. You wouldn't imagine, right? It's amazing. I just couldn't find the traditional skilled knowledge workers that has this data analytics, AI, machine learning skill sets. All of these guys are from the fresh grads. So that's what we're going to do. Then second goal is to work with more universities to sponsor syllabus, to nurture more of such data analytics, machine learning engineer, etc., talents, so that we can progress as a nation, to achieve that digital transformation goal. If you don't have talents, you can't achieve your goal. Right? So we're helping the country, right? Yeah.
I get it. It's all about transformation, right? Not only that you're transforming your own business, but also trying to help others to transform as well. Like you said, transforming into their digital transformation. Now, that's on the company side of things. Now, speaking from your own personal experience, right, with CloudMile so far, how does it actually differ from other organizations that you have actually led in your career?
Okay, so I've always been in the MNC world for 23 years by now, so you can call me that, MNC experienced guy. CloudMile, right, startup. So what we do is that basically the culture, you wouldn't imagine this, right? I can tell you it's like fun, innovative. It's that we have that very strong culture that everybody just wants to come to work. And how do we get that is because we are very closely associated with Google, right? And we adapt a googliness culture. You can actually Google the word googliness on Chrome search. So what it means is that it's like a passionate team of people that really brings innovation, creative, dare to speak up, resilient, ownership, trust, and stuff. So that is the culture that we have in CloudMile. So we don't have, even in the office workspace, right? I don't have a room for myself. It's an open floor. My desk is just beside any employee's hot desk, right? So that is that culture that we have, transparency. Yeah. So working in CloudMile is quite amazing. We just work like a family. You dare to speak up. We have new ideas. You just talk. Nobody is like, you don't have that MNC kind of politics and stuff. Totally is politics free. So that's what we want to achieve, right? A very close to Google culture organization with zero politics and fun to come to work with.
Yeah, I get it. So basically the main keywords, based on what you just said, is really about, transparency and also collaboration, right? So that you guys can actually work together as a team, bonding as a family as well to get the business operating, get the business going, so to say, right?
And fun.
And fun, yeah,
Fun.
and fun, yeah,
Fun.
it has to be
That's
fun as well.
very important, right?
Yeah. Now that we can get on the whole technical side, cloud adoption, trends, it's part of the trend, right? Cloud adoption, a lot of organizations are implementing, this whole cloud adoption kind of aspect into their business. And we know that Malaysian companies have embraced the cloud, but are they actually prepared to leverage AI?
Yeah, very good question. So when we talk about cloud, I think it's still very cloudy up there for many Malaysian organizations, right? Basically, where the actual fact where we are now is that people are just moving their infrastructure, right, or platform into the cloud, right, so that they can be more agile and they have cost savings. Now, whether have they gone to the next step where, what's next after, having that hybrid cloud or virtual private cloud set up at the moment, right? So we break into two pillars. The traditional enterprises, the legacy organizations or governments, right? What they do is that now they are just starting to embrace the cloud. Like I mentioned, they are just moving their infra platform to the cloud. Now, after getting on there is no subject matter expert to tell them what to do next. So we are at that stage, just stagnant, right? By right, what we should do next is to do a data convergence, right? And then after that, you can build AI ML model. But sad to say, we are not at that stage yet. We are just at the stage one. Now, there's the other part of the businesses where we call them digital natives, right? Where it's like they were born in the cloud. So these vertical organizations, right? They are very much way ahead, right? Because they are born in the cloud, they know what to do from after the infrastructure, how to do their data conversions, and then after that, cloud, they work with us, people like us, to come in to help them build the AI ML algorithm. So you see, a lot of unicorns were born. I give an example, Kasem. They are one of the born in the cloud digital native organizations, and they are so successful today, and I think they're going to ring the Nasdaq bell. Right? So yeah, so there's two parts of it. So I strongly encourage the legacy enterprises to really look at how the digital native companies embrace cloud and learn from there, right?
Yeah, you've mentioned a lot of actually great points there, and I also feel that if company really truly wants to leverage AI, they need to understand, they need to know what are, whether their employees are actually capable of using it and what are the risks that comes along with it, which actually brings me to my next question is, what are the biggest stumbling blocks in actually becoming more AI driven?
Okay, that's a good question. So, based on our experience, many enterprises or commercial, or we call it corporate traditional organizations, a few elements that is the stumbling block. Talking about stumbling block, right? So I think the main stumbling block is that the organization is very comfortable in what they have, traditional infrastructure. They do not dare to take the leap of faith to go to cloud. That's number one, because they may have a lot of do not know how, or do not have the knowledge, or they fear risk of, if shifting to the cloud, if there's anything that didn't go well, right, they may be losing their jobs and stuff. It could be, right, or put the organization at risk. That's number one. Number two, there's always this perception of, if I put my data in cloud, where does the data sit at, right? The hyperscaler could probably access my data, which is a wrong perception, right? Which is a wrong perception, because the data don't really sit in the data center. It actually moves around, and the owner will. All these hyperscalers have very good security encryption in place, right? And they have all these security policies, to support that statement, right? That's number two. And then the third thing is that I would say the moving to the cloud will probably have you need to have build a total new culture, and you need to have your own support team to be able to do that. And like I mentioned in my earlier question, lack of talents in these organizations, right? If they, after moving to cloud, what's next? How are they going to maintain and support, that structure, right? They do not have the talents with them, right? So these are mainly the few stumbling blocks that we see that organizations today, face before they want to make that leap of faith, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. You also mentioned a lot of interesting points there, and I feel like, because even though there are hurdles along the way, I feel like embracing the new possibilities of what AI can do, actually, what business must actually take leap of faith on, so that they can actually stay competitive in 2022 or even beyond that, right? So now, a common problem is that, while companies know that AI can actually be beneficial, right, they're not sure how they can actually leverage AI, for their business. So can you share a few use cases of how AI and machine learning can actually really benefit Malaysian companies?
Okay, great. Of course, CloudMile, today we have like 500 customers worldwide, and we have a lot of AI machine learning projects. So I'll just share a few use cases, right? What we did, imagine for if we did for a taxi company, like for example, you're a taxi e-hailing company, right? If we built a system or algorithm that will allow you to know, once you drop off a passenger, the system will tell you to go to the nearest hotspot, right? To where at that point of time, that location, you will have the most passenger possible pickups. So it reduces your empty car, it reduces your empty car percentage to below 10%. Right? That's number one use case. Number two, imagine if the government, this is for government sector, right? Earlier for transportation. Government sector, when you have any news, you announce the news, you want to know how does the people, the rakyat, sentiments are towards that news. We have a sentiment analysis solution that allows that. It will be able to tell you when you have a news, how the people is reacting towards it, and then you can react towards that news and work on it, right? Because now there's nothing. Third thing, e-commerce, retail, consumer goods, right? We are able to do prediction of your customers' behavior and recommend the right products that you sell to your customers when they log on to your e-commerce site or when they come to your website, right? Financial sector, we have algorithms that help you detect anti-money laundering, right? And also to do fast loans approval. So imagine once you log in as to your particular banking zone, immediately the site is able to profile you and offer the right loans to you. And then once you apply, you don't have to be like what we are doing now, submit documents and stuff, because the back-end AI engine already has all these data sets. It can approve the loan in like seconds. And some banks in Indonesia already moved into that open banking or digital banking, which is way a step ahead of us. Right, so these are just some examples. Last one, manufacturing. So imagine manufacturing, you can do demand planning and forecast with AI. So you don't have over forecast of materials or shortage of materials, right? Which is a very common thing that we face today. With that AI demand forecast, you can predict your supply chain and your sales forecast. The accuracy will hit up to probably above 90%. So you will seldom fall into a situation where you have shortage of materials and then you don't get the stuff done. Yeah, so these are just a few use cases in different verticals, and we have a lot more. I can just go on and on and on, but yeah, I think if you want to know more, right, just contact CloudMile.
Yeah. Basically, all in all, AI is the future, right? AI is the future. Many different industries can actually take advantage of its beneficials, its benefits, and I feel like it's something that businesses should actually, leverage, from now on, right? So that it can make their lives much more easier, right? Because everything's like automated and stuff like that. So,
yeah, we are in the digital era, right? Yeah, so I think previously was Industrial 4.0, I think 5.0. So we are moving ahead. From my era, I was born in the 70s, and I've gone through the millennial digital era, and then now it's like cloud and stuff. Definitely, right? AI machine learning is the future, right? Imagine if every organization adopts AI, right? Then you can use AI to eliminate all your daily processes. The organization can put full workforce to focus on productivity, right? How great is that? Imagine, and how fast, and the company will progress, the nation will progress towards a digital country, right? So yeah, so that's our CloudMile's goal, to help organizations use AI, accelerate their businesses using AI and ML.
Yeah, I guess businesses really need to adopt AI since they can actually minimize the burdens of employees having to do manual tasks, so that AI can actually automate those tasks and that employees can actually focus on other tasks as well, right? So, which brings me to the next question that I have for you is, with competition really heating up, among the hyperscalers out there, what are the biggest advantages of Google Cloud over the other major cloud providers?
Right. So for Google Cloud, and this is also to educate the audience, right? And also why CloudMile chooses Google Cloud. There are three aspects, right? Number one, they own the fibers, right? They have this resilient network, right? Low latency, amazing performance, right? They own the data centers, they own their own fiber, right? So that is, if you need that kind of performance on a hyperscaler, Google has it. Not the other hyperscalers, because they do a lot of colo with local data centers. Google don't, right? They own everything. They build themselves. Number two, everybody knows Google is about data, right? They have the best engine called BigQuery, which because Google owns a search engine, Chrome Search, Gmail, your Android and stuff. Google themselves uses this, platform called BigQuery to process that massive amounts of data. And they are offering this BigQuery service to all the Google Cloud users. So if you ask me, they have a platform that's able to process massive amount of data, right? By far they have the best data story, period, right? After your data is processed, the users can just build AI, ML using all the different Google services on the cloud, right? Which already has the algorithm there, and to further enhance it. So second. Third but not least, security, right? Google has invested most to secure their cloud offering, right? You don't see that in the other hyperscalers. The recent announcement of the acquisition of Mandiant will further strengthen the Google investment in the security feature. So yeah, that's basically the top three aspects that Google Cloud has, which is way beyond the other hyperscalers. Yeah.
So basically, in summary, they just have a lot of advantages, a lot of features that that businesses can actually take advantage of, whether you're a small organization or a large enterprise as well, right? So now, lastly, unfortunately, this is the last question that we have for you. As
time's up.
Yeah, no, not yet. Just one more. As businesses migrate to the cloud and embrace AI, right? Why is it important for them to have a partner like CloudMile? In other words, how can CloudMile actually help them?
Right. So it's a very good question, right? So CloudMile, we were founded in 2017, and we are a born in the cloud partner, right, for Google. So we have put in a lot of investment to obtain all the necessary Google certifications, Google specializations and stuff, and we put in the right team members. Now, how do we help organizations, right? From a advisory standpoint from beginning on the cloud journey, we are able to provide the advice and consultation to help organizations plan the journey to cloud, step by step, right, based on your pace and time with an end goal in mind. Now, after that is done, we have a framework. We will be helping you to move into that particular step 2 and step 3 by starting, if you are, for example, on-premise, we help you do your data migration to cloud, whether it's hybrid or multi for a start. Next, we help you do your data cleansing. We can build data lake, data warehouse, customer data platform, enterprise data, anything you want it, right, to fit your organization need, be it for raw data or for processed data, right? And all these data are used for either analytic purpose, for maybe archiving purpose or repository, whatever you need it. That's step 2, right? Then after that, we will help you build, like what I mentioned earlier, AI, ML algorithms, right? So that is a journey that we do. But we don't stop there. After that, we will provide, because we are a Google managed services partner, we will provide you a 24/7 managed services, right? So that you worry-free. I remember in my earlier answers, organizations do not know how to maintain the cloud structure after they go there. So we provide that worry-free 24/7 managed services for our clients, right? On that perspective. And last but not least, we are very different from other partners, whereby what we want to do is we want to train and nurture your own in-house IT people to be able to be self-sufficient, right? Then after that, you can take on the cloud journey on your own without us fully handholding you. That's what we want to do, right? And then we will move on to the next organization, so on. So every organization can be self-sustainable, embracing the cloud, and can really bring the nation again to a fast-forward digital transformation journey. So that's what we do, right? From end to end, I would call it your go-to cloud consultant or advisor. That would be CloudMile, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you for that. Now I can actually understand a little bit about what CloudMile actually has to offer. You guys are a trusted partner for digital transformation, and you guys also help to empower business to actually accelerate digital transformation through cloud technology, like you mentioned, AI, and also machine learning as well. Yeah, so Lester, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the interview. Is there anything that you would like to say before we end the interview, and any final remarks that you want to leave the audience with?
Sure, definitely I have. I would like to tell the audience, right? Throw away your legacy thinking. Cloud is inevitable. Embrace it. Start to take a leap of faith. How to get the journey there? Choose the right hyperscaler. If you choose Google, like I mentioned, best-in-class network, data, security, right? And then choose a hyperscaler partner like CloudMile. If you want to go with Google, that's where we are, right? And move with that partner to start to embrace your digital transformation journey. That's very important. That's how, if you don't, right, then you will be left behind, where the rest of your competitors or people will be far ahead, right? So that would be my final remark to the audience here. Embrace cloud, right? It's inevitable, right? And once you're on cloud, you know how amazing it is. Scalable, cost saving, better TCO, better ROI. It's a no-brainer, right? So that would be my ask to the audience. Really, really look at that digital transformation journey with cloud.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Lester. Thank you once again for actually taking the time to do the interview. Hope that we can actually connect again in the future, sometimes in the future, right?
Right. Thank you, Zul. Thank you, Zul. Yeah.